morning, neighbors. We're on day 12 of our March garden prep. And as you can tell, it's freezing here in Tennessee. It's 39 degrees outside, and I'm getting ready to go to work. But after the 70s, and I think we had 80 yesterday, it's cold, and it's gonna freeze overnight the next couple days. Anyway, the next step in our garden prep, because we can still be doing things even when the weather is chilly. So today what we need to work on is thinking about our tools. Do we have all of our tools gathered? Do we know what we're gonna need? Sometimes we don't exactly know what we're gonna need until we know what we're growing and what we're gonna do with the things that we're growing. I have a pair of tiny nips that are that have kind of more of a point that would be more for trimming and topping off like tomatoes and stuff like that when I trim those. I also have a pair like the Next Step Bigger. I buy Fiskars. Fiskars, they've been making scissors forever. They're really good quality. Then I have a Next Size Bigger so that I can trim trees, just little branches and stuff like that. We do have really big pairs of loppers and that sort of thing. Hose. We need a stirrup hoe. We need a flat, one that's flat that is trapezoid. I'm trying to think of what they call it. Make sure all your tools are sharp. Each time when you go out into the garden and you use your tools, you should definitely be washing them off. Just take the hose and wash them off. You don't need any soap and water or anything. And then you can throw them. So take a 5-gallon bucket and fill it with sand, play sand. I think you can buy it at Walmart. And then fill that up with an oil. And it can just be a cheap canola, cooking oil, whatever. And then when you're done and you have rinsed those off, stick them in that bucket, and that will help coat your metal parts. That will make it so that they rust less. We don't want to leave wood handles out in the weather, so keep those inside. If you need to use a sanding piece of paper so that you can get those nice and smooth for the year, oil them too a couple times a year so that they are nice and smooth for you so you don't get splinters. Like, nobody wants to be out working in their garden and then get splinters in their hand from their freaking tools. And then the other thing that I really want to stress is that when you go and you start doing some pruning and that sort of thing, make sure that your clippers are clean. And then I would spritz them with some alcohol to make sure that they are disease-free, especially when you're opening up plants like that. If you're just doing garden stuff and you just need a hoe, then don't worry about that stuff. But when you get to be specifically pruning plants, then you're going to need to make sure that your clippers and stuff are very clean, sterile. Not sterile, but clean.